The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Poetic beats.
When you see me, you can't see it. California, California. When you see me, you can't see it. California.
California beaches, California breezes, California bitches. Our California needs is sun up, sun down. All smiles, no frowns. Cali life is like a circus, minus the clowns. I keep the time.
Turn it back on.
Stay turning. There's so much hate. The week burn. Every day is the right day. Cali, I do it my way. Kush keep the highway. Sunset on Friday. Promenade Saturday. Sunday to Beverly. Fuck the forecast. We know what the weather be. Post on the strip. Showing off the whip. Real nigga love from the Bloods and the Crips. Cali, from the valley to the beaches to the flatland. Cali on my plate, I'm like a big old fat man. The desert is dessert. Grapevine growing perk. All play, no word. Got my boy about to surf.
When you see me, you can't see it. California, California. When you see me, you can't see it.
Thank you very much. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm off that Cali Kush, blowing in that Cali breeze.
Welcome to another episode. Yeah, keep that going. I like that. Welcome to another episode of Toomer's Time. I'm your host, L. Toomer. You're going to fuck me up again. I was finna to go with that. You got to work on that. I like that. Put on your mic there. Welcome to another. Wait a minute now. I'll be off in a minute. I'll square up with you. I ain't one of them motherfuckers about you never hit a woman, especially when I know she can whip my ass if I'm slipping. So easing nothing in on me. But welcome to another episode of Toomer's Town. I'm your host, L. Toomer, back with another exciting episode. I have a funny panel here tonight, all of these the comedian friends. So I know we're going to try to make some very serious issues as funny as we possibly can.
Yeah.
I mean, strong issues. And like, guys, straight up, we're going to talk about things like if women rule the world and can black people be racist. Those are the subjects for tonight after we get the small talk out of the way and y'all introduce yourselves. But before we do that, there's a few things I want to talk about. You know, that I got to see it. I ain't talked about much sport, but I got to say fuck the Lakers and fuck LeBron for letting me down, man. I really thought you was going to get us to the playoffs at least, man. We 30
Damn,
and 42.
so you saying fuck them now, huh?
Yeah, man. Shit, you know, I'm rolling with Kobe, man. You come out here and don't make the play. I don't give a fuck if me and you and her was playing with him, nigga. You supposed to get to the playoffs. You LeBron.
You can't get that A spot, my nigga?
I'm for real. You can't even get in the first round to get swapped.
You can't get the A swap?
Yeah, nigga hurt my feeling with that, man. He didn't even take that jersey. Let him play with a Cleveland jersey, even with us, until you win somebody, because he really is an outsider.
Just wear the little jersey under the jersey?
Just wear a Cleveland uniform while you playing with us, nigga. When you win a championship, when you win a championship out here, then you put on the motherfucking purple and gold.
You gotta earn it.
You damn right.
Like stripes.
Coming your ass out here, make 8 straight fouls and get out here, nigga, and can't even get in the AC.
But look, nobody ain't talking
These
about...
These motherfuckers contending for the number 1 pick next year. That's how bad they is.
Hey, look, nobody talking about this, Al. What about that shows how hard the West is compared to the East? Running through them little garbage squads. They've been running through them garbage squads for years, man.
You can
know
take
what I'm saying? And now it's like you got to play... you gotta play the Warriors, nigga. You gotta play Houston, nigga. You gotta play OKC all 4 times a year instead of 2 times a year now. And now you see what that do. So you got to step your game up, man. That's all there is to it.
Conference.
It's the Western Conference out here, but with this team in the East, he still wouldn't have been shit. This team is lousy. They don't have a coach.
No, they would've been in the
Magic ain't
playoffs.
never know how to do never play basketball. I mean, goddamn it, he's in position to do a lot of things, but he's tried to. Man, just be the smiling motherfucker that can get shit done.
Well, just give him
But when
time.
you try to goddamn make personal decisions on shit, you ain't good at that. Michael Jordan ain't good at that.
That ain't your skill set.
No, hire somebody to do that. So, he's made some dumbass goddamn decisions, but, I'm just saying. I won't talk about them no more this year, but I haven't said anything about them. They've been so irrelevant. I'm just letting you know, LeBron. Motherfucker, you disappointed me this year, man. I don't give a fuck. You ain't never been hurt before, nigga. Now you gonna pull your nuts when you get out here in this 18-19 game.
Hey,
what
man,
the
that's
fuck we
that
gonna
West.
get going forward,
Hey,
man?
that's what that West do.
I'm telling Magic right now, if that nigga get hurt next year for any amount of time, tear his country, trade that motherfucker out of here. 4 years. Man, you might be Kobe. You remember Kobe just went down like, he was on top of his game and then tore his Achilles after that, man. It's just one injury after another. So you never know when these motherfuckers get ready to start breaking down. That motherfucker, if he spring a pinky toe next year, motherfucker, I'm cutting him.
Oh, he's a man, not a machine, good brother. In better news, he's opened up 2 schools.
Yeah, he has.
He's given back to the community.
Yeah, but I ain't here to get him.
All right, look at the bright side, man. Al.
I'm not here to give him any
We can't
credit
have
about
4
it.
GLTE
I'm not
patients.
talking about
Look, we know all that shit. We're talking about basketball.
talking about off the court accomplishments.
Yeah, we know you the man.
Talking about
off
on
the
the
court.
court.
It
Give the
can't
brother
be
a chance
questioned.
to heal and give them a chance to come together. Heal and congeal. See, we got a young team. So, we've got a little watering to do. Little weed pulling to do in the garden. Then it will blossom.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah.
Now, this would be a good time to introduce y'all, girls. We doing it like Tarantino, like putting the end in the beginning, and the beginning in the middle, and that type of shit. So let me introduce you funny motherfuckers. First, let me start on right here, since you the closest to me. See, I like the bush. We have comedian Phenom.
Yes.
Motherfucker tonight. Very
Yes,
insightful.
Phenom Brown. Yes.
Yes.
Phenom Brown. I'm sitting here under my conscious cloud. It was raining in Los Angeles today, so I thought I'd, bring out my cloud.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Let it rain that consciousness on them. How about that?
Yeah, but you look splendid, babe.
Oh, thank you, good sir.
All righty, here's the 4 left over there.
I was looking at your buttons. You got a nice little arrangement of buttons right there.
Are you sure that's what you were looking at, sir? My
I-
buttons.
No, really, I was.
Which buttons?
It should say "fuck cancer." It should say "ride."
Yeah. That's right. Ride, not die, though. They say, are you a ride or die chick? No, I'm a ride.
Oh, you just ride on.
I'm not dying.
At the end,
I
you're
ain't
like,
gonna die.
"Hey, nigga,
I'll give you a ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take you there, nigga.
Yeah.
Fine, well, since you done brought up another subject matter, we'll get if we can remember to it, we'll bring that jacket back up sometime in the show.
Get to know me through my buttons.
Far to my left, we got my man all the way from Mike Robinson Boulevard right here. In the sister
what up,
network
man?
of Morris Media, Mr. Mike Robinson. What's going on, man?
Thanks for having
Ain't
me,
been
Al,
24
man.
hours since I seen you.
I know. I feel
man.
special, man. You look good, Al, man. Your
Yeah.
whole ensemble, dude. I'm impressed.
Oh, thank you.
You had the
man.
cool little intro song, man. You moving up, man. You doing a lot of
type
things.
of man, nigga, I throw all type of shit together. You ain't supposed to wear this shirt, man, and flare these collars out with no black suit.
Don't pop your
Man,
collar.
you a good looking motherfucker like me, you can get away with shit like that.
Right.
I ain't never tried to be like nobody else and wear what everybody else wore. I took the most abstract shit and made it look beautiful with me.
Yes.
Wow,
Artist.
man. I need to
Extraordinaire.
take some advice, man, from that. Al.
Yes.
I like it.
An
For
artist
real.
extraordinaire.
Yeah, here I am wearing regular shit, man.
That's what you wore down here at my show. Now, I done seen you gated down
I want to see.
with
I gotta step my
$500
game up.
brims on and shit. So, yeah, you was came down here.
Please. I gotta step my game up, man. Throw some oranges in this shit, and
Yeah.
some green, some lime.
Pop it.
Anyway, babe, let's talk about a few other miscellaneous things before we get into the main topic. The Wendy Williams thing. Are y'all familiar with that?
Ah,
She just
yeah.
cracked up and came on TV yesterday and just goddamn snitched on herself.
Well,
You know, man, it wouldn't be so bad if she didn't talk so much shit all the time, man.
Well,
And then
anybody,
it's like
only
nobody
you
feels
should
sorry
know.
for
I mean,
her,
goddamn Joe Mathis has been telling motherfucker this bitch has been high for years. The fact that she would insult people like that ought to let you know she was on something.
Right, hiding
Well,
something.
Stern is, listen, how come, it's like a double standard, okay? Men can talk all the ish they want. Now, Wendy was the queen of kind of gossipy type stuff. But, you know, she was working in hip hop. You know what I mean? She was a wordsmith in her own way. I have to say this. The first step to recovery is admittance. That's how the program's set up, right?
Yeah.
You're only as sick as your secrets. So I appreciate her being honest and letting people know what's going on. It may help someone and encourage them to get into their recovery. I say she was bold, courageous, and, you know, I appreciate that she put her, you know, she put it to the light because she could have been secretive about
She put it to the light from my understanding because people were getting ready to break it on news and she just broke it before them.
Right, she
Hey,
couldn't
good for
hide
her.
it no longer. You know what I mean?
Well, good for her. I mean,
But she just shouldn't. I'm just saying, like, because there's nothing to dispute anything you just said. Obviously, like, you know, it takes bravery and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, man, I would like. It's not like Howard Stern or whoever. If you spend your time talking shit about people who strung out or they on drugs, so and so look like a crackhead, there's all that shit for 20 years. And then you end up on drugs. It's like,
Well, everybody should
I don't feel
know.
sorry.
I mean, if you're talking about drugs, you have to be around these people. I mean, and you know the symptoms of your own drugs, man. That bitch looks like a rock. I mean, what is that?
I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's very questionable. Exactly what is it? It's a trend. What is it?
oh,
No,
now,
it's
Brother
a lady.
Al, she's a lady. She gave birth to
I met
a
her
son.
before.
But it's like I'm saying, it's not. This is not. You know, I'm not the only one that has said this.
You're not.
This is
You
my
are
opinion.
not.
I've heard
No,
these
she has
stories.
that.
You are
years.
not. Yes.
She does have the look, but she's.
But she
she's
owns
not.
it. She owns it,
Okay.
along
owns
with
the
some
tranny
rocks.
look?
But anyway,
Wait, she owns a tranny look?
I mean, she owns her. She's tall. You can't help your bone structure. You can't have how tall you are. You can't help, you know.
Man, I done dealt with some 6'6" fine ass bitches. They look like fucking Tommy Hearns and no goddamn.
Listen, you can't
I
choose
know
how
some
you're
beautiful
born and how you
tall-ass
look.
Women.
You can go to the plastic surgeon and make
That
some
bitch
changes.
looking like yum yum, eat them up.
Well, you know, she might have that good. You never know.
She might
yes,
be.
yeah. Don't know, right.
Right, what's that mouth do? I mean,
Yeah.
we see what it do
Hey,
on the
man,
media.
she might have some trickery over there. Al, man, you couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Anybody that you gave a chance to suck your dick to do that, man,
You gave
including the
her a
man.
chance.
You just don't let them do it.
Ah, you said anybody.
Ain't the only bitch can suck my dick. I'm not finna let them. Oh, okay.
Sasquatch.
Okay, brothers. Now come on. See how they do.
Well, come on, everybody talking about you. We told you look good.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like about mainly goddamn women, man, especially when it comes to the word bitch. If no man calls you bitch, don't go to the defense of the ones that get called a bitch.
Right.
I didn't say nothing about you looking like yum yum eat 'em up. I
Right.
said her. So don't
Right.
say we doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but you know, when Don Imus is talking all his stuff and Howard Stern talks all his stuff,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
men can be as ugly and fat and funny looking as they want. But women,
Those
not
are
only
the-
do we have to get up in the morning and do double extra stuff to get ourselves together, and then we're expected to look a certain way, but then it's like if we misstep, if something's wrong with us, if we're funny looking in any way, shape, or form, then the attack comes with our physical, when that has absolutely nothing to do
But we
with
attack
our...
them too, though. If Howard Stern has some shit on the trending items, we would be talking about his lanky ass and talking about how he look and how
He's at
he
war
act
right now with
and
Wendy.
how fucking old
He just went off on Wendy.
And
He just went off on
He
Wendy.
fucked her up too.
Yeah.
don't get
Because
nobody
she got
past
them. She said some shit about him.
Yeah.
That call him Hollywood and some other
Right.
shit. Man, like, bitch, you gonna attack Howard Stern?
But really, it wasn't a diss. She was just giving him props. Like, well, now he's out there doing his thing. He's Hollywood, so he can do all of the, you know, stuff about celebrity this and celebrity that. I don't think it was a diss. I think that, you know, Wendy has East Coast sensibilities and she can say some things and it might have been misconstrued because I saw it when she said it and she was basically giving him props. I think he took it out of context.
Well,
Probably.
oh well.
That's what happens when you're old. You dissing me?
Just the way it goes. The last mesolytis thing I want to talk about, and this is going to lead and tie into all the things we're talking about as far as the other racism and if women rule the world. Now, he fucking with Chappelle again. You heard about that shit? Where he was doing this interview or whatever it was. And what was this guy? What was the singer's name? I think this guy Daniel Caesar.
Oh, yeah, Daniel Caesar.
Yeah.
Why
and
are
he
you so
just-
mean to white people is what he said.
What Dave said to him, when he right around him, he's like, yo, Daniel is very gay. And that set everybody off.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Daniel got mad and everything.
Was he gay?
I don't know whether he is or not. He may be, but you know, gay. I mean, now they're saying that just saying gay that's an offensive term.
It's ridiculous.
I don't get it.
It's an attack on freedom of speech, is what it is. You should be able to say what you want to say. And also, aren't we all gay? I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy every day. Yeah. It means happy. Yeah. Now, it became a slang term for somebody who's, I guess, happy. Yeah. You know. I mean, it's, a slang. It became, a colloquialism. Yeah. But really, it just means happy.
That's
and
what
Daniel
it means.
Caesar is happy.
But it's been changed now to them.
But look, man, what you got to think about, man, is that everybody laughs at sex jokes, right? Yeah. Like, that's a leading kind of a joke because people are kind of uncomfortable about sex jokes. Right. That's the fucking number one joke there is a sex joke, right? For thousands of years, niggas laughing at sex jokes. When you laugh at a sex joke, you are technically laughing at a heterosexual fucking joke, right? Yeah. In your mind, you're not thinking of gay or not, right? Yeah. So everybody fucking laughing at straight motherfuckers' sex all these years.
Exactly.
Niggas can't laugh at your gay ass sex. None, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity.
And that shit is funny.
Roaster.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like anybody can get it in the spirit of comedy.
Like, everything is about heterosexual. Like, motherfucker, stop laughing at my shit, then, nigga.
Homophobic. It's like it's a new term. It's called us too heterophobic.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you really trying to get them bitch motherfucker down. Don't say nothing about what I do. At all.
That's real because I was pressured when I was asked to be a part of an LGBT.
That's what coming out of the closet meant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck that.
Yeah, there is a thing about there is an attack on, I think, being a heterosexual because if you don't,
I'm not gonna let it go easily. And what I'm saying is, what this shit is, people don't understand how serious this is. It is no longer about whether a person is born like that or not. Mm-hmm. We know this government designed goddamn fucking chemical shit, man, that they was intending to release on Afghanistan. Just chemicals that they could have hit them motherfuckers with goddamn killers. And all of a sudden this chemical would fuck up their testosterone. Men with guns would look to goddamn start fucking men. So if them people got some shit like that to use in chemical warfare,
that shit is in the food, too.
It's in everything. It's on all of us. It's an attack on all of us.
It's in the food.
But I don't have.
I'm glad I ain't caught it yet.
But I don't care if someone is. I'm straight. My husband is straight. So I don't really care what somebody else does in their bedroom. Now, if you're pressuring other people to be a certain way, if you have to slip something in my drink to make me go along with your nonsense, any of that, whether you're straight, gay, whatever you are, it's not any of my business what your genitals do with somebody else's genitals. Right. Yeah. I don't really care. Right. But you're not going to try to tell me that it's the same as a black struggle. We all have faced discrimination in our lives, but you're not going to sit up here and tell me because see, I don't choose to take off I can straighten my hair, I can even try to Michael Jackson my nose, I can try to lighten my skin, but I'm still going to be looked at as a black woman. I have black consciousness, I have a black struggle that I've been through. Right. Yeah. So, I don't like when they do compare it. Now, I do see that they've been discriminated against and hated on. I don't think anybody should lose their life simply because they chose to live out loud. I'm actually proud of people who are out of the closet. I'm proud of them.
People discriminate against short people, dude. You know what I mean? Like, all types of reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, please.
But what they said is, it is all designed systemically, man. All this shit is goddamn systemically designed to keep African American black people from getting they just due. They put women ahead of our shit. Now they create this LGBT community where these motherfuckers, man, you can't even say gay. But a motherfucker, I mean, if it was like that with nigga, if it was really like that with nigga, we'd have something. But nobody gives a fuck about our goddamn fucking pain or nothing like that at all. These motherfuckers have risen up. They got more respect than us. They can say, if you say fag, your career's over. Tell somebody if you say nigga, that's the same thing gonna happen.
If you're in England, a single cigarette is called a fag. Somebody might be like, can I get a fag?
Well, you're right.
Right.
But,
don't take nigga away, man. I use that shit a lot, man.
I kind of like the word. I mean, it's what bonds us together. And I refuse to goddamn let, people, I mean, it's a word that they gave us. I mean, that's the only thing bonds us is niggas. And all nigga mean, I don't give a fuck what you've heard, all niggas mean, it's what the word mean for us is orphans, nigga. And that's what African Americans is. We don't have a country. We was born in one that really ain't really ours. Right. We're orphans. So that's what niggas is. If we claim reparation off niggas, we probably get it. But motherfuckers don't want to be that. They want to run from it.
Somebody should have been smart enough to trademark it.
And then the motherfucker had a nerve to tell you just because y'all want reparation, all right, we'll talk about it. Let's start with $100 billion. Man, if they had out a check, if they divided a check up to all of us out of $100 billion, you know what it'll come to a piece?
How much?
$2,700,000. Just 2,000. 2,700. It's 44 million of us. Divide 100 billion up, and each one of us will get $2,700.
Yeah, but that ain't even enough.
No, they'd rather put you in jail and make you make 30 cents a week or something stupid.
So whatever.
You got to think about like. I'm sorry to cut you off. You got to think about like how much money they made, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to think about like how all those businesses have grown since then. You know what I mean? We're talking about fucking cotton, my nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, what all this we talking about
everything.
cotton.
Yeah.
Niggas ignore the shit, dude.
Right.
It's like these people, these textile companies and all that shit these families do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They are the same families, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's got
Same
to be in the trillions.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Trillions.
man, go back and start listening to any of Martin Luther King's speeches, man, when he would write a year and a half before he got killed, he'd breaking all this shit down. It's like, man, when them motherfuckers first started coming over here, George Washington, these motherfuckers just, 150,000 free acres. They didn't pay for an acre. That's why Ben Cartwright had a whole state on bonanza. They were just giving them, y'all just come, you get the land, and you got some niggas to work for you.
But see, look, give you an idea, right? To give you an idea how much it's really worth, right, to everybody, just consider 40 acres, right? Just consider that alone, nothing else.
Yeah.
Might just do that we agreed on, right? How much is that shit worth, right?
Right.
That shit, hey, unless even if you're in the middle of nowhere, motherfucker, 40 acres is worth more than $270,000, $2,700. You know what I mean?
And let's
We
talk
just
about
want that.
Let's talk about the pain and suffering component. If we were to get a class action lawsuit, like let's call Larry Parker or
What they
whoever,
could do.
and we got a class action lawsuit, the pain and suffering amount,
But they ain't going to give a fuck about
the
that.
mental anguish.
You have to talk to these people on their level, man. And we just, if I could talk to Trump, I'd be like, dude, just get rid of the poverty. If there was two things I could ask it, make sure what is let's just say no African American had no less than $50,000 at all time. Man, just take poverty off our backs. Get rid of goddamn fucking taxes for us. And from now on, every kid that starts going to school, this is how we build our generational wealth, because our kids are going to get paid for their grades. Whatever it is, pay them $100 for an A or $50 for a B or
Some
whatever.
places are already doing that.
But
Detroit,
this shit is going.
Chicago.
You pay. You ain't getting the money for nigga. You ain't getting this motherfucking check until your ass graduate. So if you start paying them early on to make money, how much would they have when they graduate to start out in life?
It's an incentive. Like trust fund kids have. You have to wait for a certain time, and then you get some bread broken. Or you can be like these white ladies and just pay somebody $500,000 and superimpose your head.
Straight up abuse of power.
Yeah, you could do that. I'm not with anything that has like conditions and shit that's drawn out, because the next motherfucker that come in will change all that.
That's
shit.
the thing.
You know what I mean?
That we need to start rewriting the Constitution, because they always move the goalposts. Whatever you get there, you about to score a touchdown. Motherfucker.
So look, you got to ask for what you really want, right?
It has to be concrete.
And it has to be complete.
Yeah.
Like, not like, okay, we want this, but we'll take a piece of it, because you're never going to get it again. You don't get like, it ain't going to keep happening, motherfucker. This is one time. Because right now you could say they haven't done it. So once they do it, it's a wrap. We got to get what we want out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't want to settle for less.
Exactly.
Just tell them, in poverty, we wouldn't be killing each other. We wouldn't be robbing each other. Motherfucker, you can't tell me you can't make sure the goddamn brokers motherfucker got at least $50,000 in their bank account. Just take poverty away from us and see what we do.
Okay, well, if you do that, then let's look at the Native Americans. Okay, a lot
look
of
at what
them,
they gave them, and
well,
they still get reparations every year.
Well, but a lot of them also have an issue with poverty. You know, and we're talking about, and even though some of them are getting checks from the casinos and things like that, there's a lot of alcoholism. There's a lot of issues, psychological issues.
They land and shit to get fucked up on.
I mean, you know,
Chappelle
had remember Chappelle, or was it Chris Rock who had that skit or sketch about about Reparations Day, and it was like all the chicken is sold out, all the Cadillac dealers have been here. You know, just like you have to also have social responsibility. That's the thing. You can throw money at somebody, but what about our education? See, it was against the law for our ancestors to read. So I think that education should definitely be free, and I definitely think I should have the best thread count of cotton sheets. Black folks should never have to pay for cotton.
Cotton money?
Come on.
Man, at some point it's gonna have to be what we gonna have to be educated with something else other than what them motherfuckers put in our head, man. This Frankenstein shit cannot go on to another generation. I'm talking about the unborn, the motherfuckers that got to come in this shit. There's got to be a plan for them, and being a fucking Frankenstein for generations. That ain't what I got in mind for my people.
Yeah.
So these next generations got to be coming out. We are a lost cause, but we can prepare for the unborn motherfuckers, which ain't none of us did.
Well, some of us have. Yeah. Some of us have set up scholarship funds and endowments.
Still, baby,
programs.
even if it goes that only puts you in a position to live comfortably in some shit that you are still a child in.
Yeah, but I don't wait for them to give us anything. See, my thing is we have to have a Pan-African type of mind.
Right.
You know, a lot of us are scared to go to the continent. We look at Africa like it's a little city or something.
Saying
it's
motherfuckers
a
need to expand more out. I mean, expand to the north from the south and out west.
Learn about solar energy.
As going out of this country, motherfuckers don't dare do that.
Yeah, well, you know who's really doing a good job right now is what's the brother that they got me locked up. They won't let me out. What's his name?
Oh, Akon?
Akon has a wonderful company right now where he's doing things, solar energy in Africa. And Africa's not running out of sun. That's its most natural resource.
Exactly.
And, and its people. And I think that, you have like the Chinese government moving in and doing all. I mean, everybody has gone and just, raped and pillaged, Mother Africa.
Right.
And I think it's time, though, that our people, there's a really wonderful documentary called Blacks Beyond Borders. Everybody should see it. And it's about black folks that got I'm probably not going to say this correctly, but they're expats or they've expatriated over to Africa, and they're doing big things over there. And I think that we should invest in the continent, and we should see what we can do. But I think there's a lot of us that are fearful to go back there.
Well, they should. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but the reverse is also true. We are expecting goddamn fucking what these people who stole us to do. But there are motherfuckers over there that helped these people and sold us into this shit ought to be goddamn giving us probably more reparations than these goddamn white people. So it's one thing to go over there, but it's to have the money to go there. Some countries are starting to do that. Ghana is one of them. They're giving you able to get your visas and stuff to go in there. There are some African countries that are opening up to us, and you look at that. But immigrants get paid. Can you imagine you being a black immigrant going back over there and you got money to start out with over there, and it's
it don't take much, bro.
Yeah.
It don't take much.
Right, exactly.
But it depends on what country you're going to move to. I mean, are you going to move to Liberia? Are you going to move to you going to move to Nigeria? Are you going to move to? I mean, there's so many countries.
I tell you what.
We have to do our research. We have to know what we're talking about.
Well, most niggas better start becoming bilingual. You better start learning how to speak another language. I mean, I got to even get better at that. I ought to be able to speak every goddamn African language there is. You got to be able to be. You know how many Mexicans you meet and you hear the motherfuckers say they don't speak English and they speak perfect English? When somebody can confuse your motherfucking ass with a language and you ain't got nothing but what these people taught you, you are slipping. Be bilingual. Everybody. We teach our kids to be able to speak any goddamn language.
Right, because people in other countries be speaking 5 languages and shit, bro.
Shit, by the time they get in the 5th grade.
They be on their game, man.
Absolutely.
Our expectations for our kids, man, is way below, man.
Because we allow other motherfuckers to take.
Very few people. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody because you're right. It's only some, but very few people speak 5 languages in this country by 5 years old. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a special person that's doing that shit. And their parents are all involved and they teaching them and they got classes and, you know what I mean? 5 languages. It's weird, but like,
it's power.
It's tied into their DNA like more to me more recently. And it's like they can easily do it because they do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's like growing up in California. I speak Spanglish. And I love when somebody hits me with they don't speak English because I can say, oh, habla español. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Oh, I love when I overhear them talking about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is like, when you're immersed and you've got different languages coming at you, it's easy for you to pick it up.
Right.
So, I mean, growing up in California, I was able to see a lot of signs that are in Spanish and English. So it became easier. But it's funny because one time I was in a Spanish class and I sat by a friend of mine. And I said, oh, I'm going to do well because I'm sitting by you. And she says, no. She goes, it's like you being in honors English class. and I'm going to do well sitting by you. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not that great in, the Queen's English.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I was doing all right, in my little honors English. But her thing was, Spanish, has its proper, just like English has its proper.
Right.
And a lot of times, depending on where they're from, they all can speak a little variation.
Yeah.
But same with Africa. There's no one African language. I mean, there's so many different dialects.
Over there.
I mean, so many different dialects. So. But we should know as much as we can.
Exactly. Knowledge is power on that language and counting. Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a phone call. All right. Let's check this out. Put on the headset. We got a phone call. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? What's going on, Mr. Toomer? And your guest in the middle, I forget her name.
What's going on, man? What's going on with it?
Hey, you got it, man. I'm going to just tell y'all, man, just from the beginning, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but ain't none of it going to work.
Okay.
Negative.
No,
give us the light, man.
Wait. Okay. Let me clarify that then. Okay, when I say none of it's gonna work, is all the people you talk about got reparations. If you really think about them, they had a landmass to go with their reparations. And the problem is we don't understand in this country right here is where did our marching orders come from?
Yeah. Well,
the Japanese didn't get landmass. The Japanese didn't get landmass.
They can go back to their own country.
This one, I didn't say get landmass. I say they had a landmass supporting them. The Japanese country was supporting the Japanese when they was trying to get their reparations. That's what I'm talking about. When I ask you where our marching orders come at, man, they blatant with it. It comes from the what? The White House. They're letting you know from the beginning. You was brought here for one reason only.
Yeah.
For them to survive. And as long as we go be here, that's our job, is to make sure they survive. Look at all their arts, look at all their technology and everything. We brought it to the forefront. Go back and listen to some old-ass white music. You see what I'm talking about when it comes from the entertainment sector. You see what I'm talking about? Unless we make that umbilical cord connection back to the motherland, we just be talking the same shit for the next 200 years.
Well, that is what I said. I said we do. I encourage us to go back to the motherland. Brother, let me lean into my mic. Because, see, I said that already. And, by the way, my name is Phenom. That's PH, like my balance. Phenom Brown is my name. Don't forget it again.
I'm feeling you. Phenom. And I said that was no disrespect because I didn't remember your name.
It's Phenom.
But I did acknowledge.
But we do need to plug back in. We do need to plug back into the continent. And we got to quit trying to suckle off Mama America's titty. Why do we have to keep trying to wait for them to give us something?
I know. That's what I
The time is now. This is the most independent we've ever been in time.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about a lot of things that our ancestors have had to worry about. But I'll tell you what, they did less. They did more with less. A lot of our ancestors did more with less. We have to stop being complacent. We have to stop waiting for Mother America to cut the check.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay,
First of all, it ain't never going to happen, man. Can I just do my 2 cents in, man?
You're right.
I already know it ain't never going to happen. We're just entertaining the idea of what we should be going after. Man, this shit ain't going to happen. We need to move on, man. And we do have shit at our disposal. And if you ain't in prison, you are free, man. So let's fucking do something, man.
Yeah, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery.
They ain't going to give it to you, man. It's 44 million of us. You go ask how many Jews got it, even though their ancestors are still, their offspring are still getting it. Even the Japanese, it wasn't that many of them motherfuckers, man. It's 44 million of us. And he probably been waiting for it to get around to like maybe 2 or 3 million and niggas, and then we'll give it to you. But out of all that, they killing us.
Yeah,
down in the street.
Yes.
There's 1 million black babies aborted every year. We kill each other, and we still 44 million strong.
Yeah, and look,
man,
the thing is, our main problem, dude, is that if we want to just go to what it is, bro, is that we don't get along, man. We're not united,
and it goes back to what she was saying.
We're
you know
divided,
why? Because
bro.
we never did.
Yeah.
In Africa, man, it's like 1,000 different languages over there on that continent. Them niggas didn't get along over there. So,
Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
That was normal.
Yeah.
That's normal for any race. You go to any European country,
that's fair.
African country,
That's fair.
you're going to have problems. But the problems we have is a totally different recipe. And
We
what
have
I'm
to
trying
emancipate
Well, I
ourselves
do. Let
from
me say
mental
this, man.
slavery.
Once our mind kicks in on autopilot and
That's where
start
it is.
doing what the fuck we done learned from these people, we only branch of goddamn blacks that they stole that they really, man, we right next to them. All the shit that we've learned from being with these wicked motherfuckers, we know. I mean, we pretty much like them. Now you have to take that wicked shit. Maybe we needed that. We was too soft before these wicked, even though they're our kids. Actually, white
all
people,
right.
they're in the black family. They're just albinos. That's really
Drop
what
the
they
knowledge.
are. So, you
And
know.
Mr. Toomer, Mr. Toomer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just take it from this way. I'm gonna ask 2 questions of your panel, y'all, and I'm gonna get off
Ask
the
me
line.
one, because wrap this up
Okay.
in a minute, because I gotta get ready to go. I got like 15 minutes. Go, got a minute.
Okay, so
All right.
here it is. What can either one of y'all panels come up with that ain't been tried so far?
I ain't even wasting no
You
time
understand.
thinking of that. I can't think of anything.
Okay, and then why is it you think some Jewish person would carry George Washington around in their pocket if it had Hitler's picture on it?
Exactly. But see, my brother, you said what?
See, this-
Right. That's great. I love that. Well, that's great. That's great. You are so right. That's the same thing I say when they want to wear the rebel flag. That's the same thing I say when they want to put President's Day in the middle of
That's a good
so-called Black
one,
History
man.
Month.
I've been
You're
trying
right
to
about
put
that,
it,
brother.
I haven't been able
Emancipate
to put it
yourself
like
from
that.
mental
That
slavery.
really puts it right in perspective. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
All right, man. I'm going to holler at you when I get done with the show. Thanks for calling in. That was a good one.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. So, we rolling right along here. So let's try to, in the midst of this subject, easing some of the shit that I said, we're going to be the subjects of the night. So I guess we might as well start, since we on that line of just starting with the thing of can black people be racist? So Pierre put this up on his Facebook page yesterday and had a lot of controversial responses. Pierre is basically saying anybody can be racist if you discriminate against somebody on some, white. We got the ability to hire a white person if they come in our goddamn business, but we refuse to hire them just because they're white. Does that make us racist?
Well, he sounded confused. Confused. See, the thing is black people can be prejudiced. We can prejudge. Black people can discriminate against one another and others. But to be racist in America, it's a systematic thing. It's in our schools. It's in our laws. It's in. We have never said, "Oh, this is a blacks only counter."
Right.
Oh, this is a blacks only water fountain.
Yeah.
Oh, if the sun goes down and your white ass is still in town, we're going to hang you up. No, black people cannot be racist, but we can, in fact, be prejudiced, and we can discriminate, and we can be some hateful something or the others. But we cannot be racist. No, Pierre.
What do you think, Mike?
I agree, right? And I saw this lady explain this shit like splendidly, right? Mm-hmm. She said that she was in a room full of all white people, right? And she said, imagine this. She says, if you are racist to a black person, what ways can you affect their lives with your racism? And they start going through the list, right? Mm-hmm. Education, where you stay, how much money you got, whether you got a job, whether you're getting, going through the list of shit, right? Then they says, okay. She says, when it comes to a black person oppressing you, right, with their racism, how can they affect your life, right?
Yeah.
There was no answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Because we can't affect their life.
At all.
Not socioeconomically.
No kind of way. The thing that she offered that we do to them, that we could give them is fear.
Okay, that's a you problem. That's a you problem.
Right, it's a you problem.
Yeah, that's
exactly. And that's in their minds, though. You know what I mean?
But they're the scary
They
ones.
know you got a reason.
We didn't have picnics and hang them up.
They have a reason, man. You know when you done fuck somebody around, it ain't easy looking over your shoulder, sleeping with one eye open. They know what they've done.
They have a guilty complex.
Yeah.
There's
and
nothing we can do to
we
them.
as black people need to really understand. These people will never truly try. I mean, I ain't gonna say all of it, but for the most part, man, it's just hard. Hell no. Yeah, they could have ended poverty, but they know it's supposed to be a messiah to come. What y'all did.
It's designed this way, man. It's designed for one person to be up and one person to be down, man.
But it's
and the
power.
more people that's down are the ones that hold the ones up. It's designed that way, bro.
Yeah.
It's working perfectly. You know what I mean?
It
perfection.
But
brothers,
the system. Go ahead.
Well, I think that we as black people really need to worry about our intra-racism. You know, the black on black issues.
Right.
You know,
we ain't gonna fix that.
Well, we can, because I tell everybody, this is one of my little taglines. Like, you can't spell community without the word unity, and you cannot spell unity without the letters U and I. So what are we going to do? It's a we problem when we allow our communities to get ran down and torn down. We have to start having better curb appeal. We have to start falling in love with our own community. You know, we have to start encouraging our youth. We have to stop being willfully ignorant about things that are important to the growth and development of our community. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of, again, I am just a person that is a Pan-Africanist. I don't believe that I have to wait around for some white man or white woman or whatever, or some power structure to bless me. I'm blessed in my being. Right. You know, I have full sovereignty within myself.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
Individually, which is how I choose to roll. I really don't roll with the groups of anything anymore. Men, African American, fuck the group.
Right, group thing.
Individually, hell, I do quite well. With, you know, can't nobody stop you from doing that if you know what the fuck you doing. But when you try to include other motherfuckers into that, everybody be able to be synchronized on the same page. And I don't like taking chances. I'm still trying to learn my mind. Fabulous motherfucker. You got to share it with other motherfuckers.
You got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
But as Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind.
Yeah.
We have to free our mind. As George Clinton said, free your mind and your ass will
follow.
follow.
Nothing is secretly stopping you from doing anything.
Yeah.
And my thing on this sketch, and I'm going to have him up here, we're going to talk about that then. Plus he is, you know, when you got stakes on both sides. I mean, when you got a black and a white parent, then I guess you could say that. But, you know, there ain't no, you know, because most black people was like, man, you just don't know. We can be racist. What I said is, everybody can be racist, but bro, we a baby racist compared to these motherfuckers.
It's not prejudice? Even the word, right? It's a misuse of the word, bro. They're meaning bigot, prejudice.
Yeah, bigotry.
Something like that. But it's not racist, and we use it interchangeably, and we should never say it like that.
Right.
Because it should be prejudice.
Right.
Or, judging, whatever you want to call it.
But the words are cousins. They're related. But, I mean, again, everybody's racist, man. We should be, but black people should be racist. Everybody else is. White stick with white. Mexicans, how Mexicans, Chinese do the same thing, and now we up here confused about maybe we should be motherfucking racist. That means to stick up for your fucking own.
Let me read the definition.
Well, to be pro-racist doesn't mean that I'm anti-white. I'm sorry. I just said that wrong.
I'm not going to go out of my way to harm you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just said that wrong. I said to be pro-racist. I meant to say to be pro-black does not mean that I'm anti anyone else.
Right.
I'm pro-black all day, every day. 365, 24/7. But that doesn't mean that because I'm pro-me and my culture that I'm anti-you.
Right.
You know, I'm not running around bashing people in the head because they don't have, you know, an afro.
Well, first
I'm not running around bashing people in the head and denying them jobs and creating unfair circumstances simply because they are not me.
Right. Like I said, it was a wicked kind of racism,
the definition of racist.
A call?
She's reading it.
The definition of racist as a noun is a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races.
Can you speak up?
Okay. Racist, noun. A person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another.
Okay.
I bet you a racist wrote that definition.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that.
It's in their dictionary.
I was just getting ready to say that. Oh, how you just open up the words.
Yeah, because Brother
make it
Cornel
more
West.
inclusive. And shit.
Let's bring some black scholars in. You know, let's bring Brother Cornel West.
Hey, this could be applied to everyone.
Let's call a couple of the ministers.
Once you look up the definition, if you're a black person, once you look up the definition of white and look up black, if you put any stock in the shit these motherfuckers put in this dictionary other than you to get by with you, a damn fool. Because white is just everything right.
Yeah, that's like a watered down version of racism. And with all due respect, sis, thank you for the definition. But that's a watered down because, again, the infrastructure of America, infrastructure of America is such that it does regulate, it creates laws against black people. There has never been a law created against, the closest law created for white people was for the Irish. Because when I was teaching social studies, I actually found some old signage that said no blacks, no dogs, no niggers. I mean, no Irish. Oh, no Irish.
They didn't have
the white niggas at first.
Well, they are. If you did a totem pole of whiteness, Irish and Polish people would be at the bottom.
Right. That's why they bring beer to the table, man. That's what they best with, the drinking, fighting.
I mean, and there's a hierarchy in they shit too. The English motherfucker, like English, just proper talking motherfuckers, they look down on them type of whites just like they do black.
Why? Well, they look down on their own people. You have the aristocrats and the peasants. I mean, that's what they set up.
And those white people like that is like Chappelle. You saw his new special. He said that about like white people. Like I really don't have any problem with white people. I've never had any problem, but if I'd have to say it, poor whites are my least favorite.
Right.
Yeah, they were the ones that were getting, when we set ourselves apart and we had all those great towns like Rosewood and all those great towns, Oklahoma City, then they want to come and get jealous of us and bomb us and burn us down. Right. When we try to separate. Hey, what about with the brother that had the Back to Africa movement? Then they went and messed him up and took away his ships. What's the brother's name?
Marcus Garvey.
Brother Marcus Garvey.
If they really wanted us away from here, how come they didn't help him do it?
Exactly, because it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep us.
Don't help none of these niggas. How can we get them in jail, man?
Helping him.
All they want to figure out how can they get more in jail, bro.
Yeah,
we need slaves.
Yes.
Yeah, come on,
jail
dude.
and slavery.
If we disappeared out of these people's life for a year, I mean, just this country, no black people at all, they would go back to the way they was up there in them caves, I believe, because they would have nothing to...
Look who wouldn't have nothing to do, man. Police, prosecutors, judges, COs, sheriffs, motherfuckers, electricians working at the prisons. All these people, man, dude, it'd be a wrap, man.
Right, it's like Crime Incorporated.
Yeah, man, it would just destroy...
But they,
please.
Alan Dershowitz is one of they better people, man, but he wrote this book on a common enemy. And that's basically, it's white supremacy, but it should be with any goddamn group that wants to hold itself together as a firm civilization.
Right.
And that thing is, if you want to be firm, you always have to have a common fucking enemy. You have to have something that you hating and fighting all the time, or we will fight each other.
Right.
So
that's what Americans
that's how deep these motherfuckers' philosophy goddamn run. We ain't even got no think tanks. We don't even know how to set up our own government and all this type of shit, man.
Well, there are. There always are think tanks. There's always things going on. I guess that we just don't disseminate the information enough.
I'm talking about some, I mean, we could call this a think tank, babe. I'm talking about a think tank that can actually actuate the shit into the existence, power right away.
Man, you don't know who's beneath the surface.
Okay.
Well, every year some of the finest minds, like 100 black men, different organizations, come together, and they do have think tanks with all of the academics, all of the the folks that really know what it is that we need to do. But I mean, again, we have to do more than just converse about it. We need to take action.
Okay. What about some of the things that they've suggested that we should do?
Well, it's all about our socioeconomic independence. And the thing is, we don't have to stay in America.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's the latch that needs to be unlocked there. You ain't really got to stay in this motherfucker, but just stay here and complain about it. You free to go anywhere you want to go.
But see, look, and that right there is the proof that you're free. If you can leave, bro, you're free.
Yeah.
Now, if you stay, that's your choice. right? And when you stay in the oven, they're going to turn that shit on sometimes. That shit going to get hot sometimes. And you can't be like, nigga, why you got your heat on? Motherfucker, this an oven.
My crib, motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? So you can bounce, bro. You can bounce. You don't like it? You can go many places.
Sleep in somebody's guest house and come in, like living like Kato Kaler and coming in and trying to change motherfuckers' shit.
In the pool.
That's literally what we do.
Oh, I know.
Now, a better way to get reparations might be each individually. Okay, tell these motherfuckers, I want to leave this country, but this is what I leave.
Yeah, severance package.
It's gonna be like, you better walk your ass across that border in Mexico, nigga. You can leave, you can't come back. It's easy to walk over.
It's gonna be $50 million. I'll leave this bitch. Y'all never see me again. To leave this country, pay me to leave. You kidnapped me and drug me over here, motherfucker. The least you can do, it should be more than that. It probably ought to be $500 million.
Right on.
None of this country would exist. Nothing would be here if it wasn't for that shit. Years and years and years of free labor, just working a motherfucker to death, and you ain't got to pay them nothing. I wish I could live every dollar, everything, every piece of money I got. I ain't got to spend it on nothing.
Hey man, I think we was here first, honestly.
Yeah,
but that's a whole nother.
Well, the white scientists say that. They say we all came from Mother Africa.
Yeah. Well, it was. It's all this because it was when all the land was consolidated together. I mean, all these continents.
Pangea.
Yeah.
Which is a theory.
I believe it was at some point all consolidated. The water is still breaking up this goddamn the land now. So that's how little islands shit just keep breaking off. This bitch is in the middle of breaking up where these states will start floating around like islands. Now that ain't gonna be in our lifetime, but it's on the way to doing that.
Oh, that's fair. Especially with these faults and shit.
Exactly. Anyway, man, shit, we got to get ready to wrap this thing up. Shit. I mean, we basically didn't get to the thing about if women rule the world, but we'll get to that some other time when you're not.
Let's just say they already do.
Quite frankly, that's what I told you about. Y'all already motherfucking do.
Yeah. Well, as Brother James Brown said, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
And it'd be boring as fuck, too.
I can't say nothing about that. I could, but we'll have to go on with another hour. Anyway, Mike, y'all tell them where y'all gonna be on the way up out of here.
Follow me. Check out my show, Mike Robinson Boulevard, Tuesday nights at 8:30.
Yeah.
And I'm King Mike Boogie on Instagram and Twitter.
And I'm Phenom Brown on Facebook and on Instagram. I'll be starting my Twitter soon, but I'm an up-and-comer, so you can catch me at all types of open mics, and anyone want to book me, just holler at your girl on Facebook or reach out to me on Instagram. Again, that's Phenom Brown, PH like my balance, ENOM Brown, Phenom Brown. Thank you.
All right, you gonna tell them about the club, the townhouse out there?
Oh yeah, well tonight, if anybody wants to come out tonight, there's an awesome burlesque show out in Venice. It's a burlesque/comedy show that I'm going to. That's at 9:00 though. I'm just going to support. I'm an artist that supports artists, and I love supporting live comedy. So that's the Townhouse, and that's every Wednesday. It's a comedy and burlesque. So, something will be moving, something will be bouncing, and somebody will be laughing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a place to be. Anyway, I'm your host, Al Toomer. Thank y'all for tuning in another week. You can always catch me, like I said, Al Toomer 2, Facebook, on Instagram, or anything you got. Just put in Al Toomer, the number 2 app. Go for it, and you can find me there. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you again next week.